Hi, this is Q. I'm here with Hekima today. And you know what? This is. You've been seeing the videos. You've been seeing me in my poor state of health, trying to get fitter, get stronger, everything. But what I'm here today is to get a critique, yeah? Because right now, I see myself as I'm a pupil. He's my master. He's the man who's gonna foresee and guide my fitness to that level. So what we're gonna do, he's seen the footage that I've done, and we're just gonna critique it. Pupil, master, he's going to tell me what I'm doing right or wrong, or maybe loopholes or anything. What I'm saying is watch this, because it's going to be good for you and what you need to do, and you're going to see what I actually go through.
So the press up form is really good, to be honest. Nice and strong, good endurance, shoulder width apart. You can maybe slow it down a bit. What are you trying to do it here for? Are you trying to go for muscular endurance? You're trying to build the muscles?
I think I'm going for muscle endurance and a bit of building, because I just want to get strong. I just want to get strong.
Really good. The technique is really good, but make sure with all the chest we're doing, as we were speaking about the other day, that you're getting your back work also. We don't want to go into that kyphotic mode we was talking about. Making the chest so tight that the shoulders come forward. In actual fact, we're trying to do the top opposite. So we still want to press, but at the same time, make sure we vary our style of training. So it's not just press ups. You may get some chest flies in there also. You might get some incline, just to work on the different parts of the chest, and also aesthetically, you will look better also.
That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep my back straight. I've listened to you about the posture.
Straight away, technique is okay. Where before the press ups we said excellent, fine. I'll give you an okay on this.
Okay.
Because we're arching a lot, and our arms are not tucked in at the side. So what was you doing that exercise for?
Basically, it's about arms.
To build the arms.
And it does a little bit of your shoulders a bit.
That was more of a whole body movement. So for the average person, I would say it's wrong, but you'll see bodybuilders and other type of athletes may train in that way. But for the average person, we want to get a lot more controlled, as upright as we can, and really just nice and controlled bicep curls. So we're isolating the bicep muscle, using the biceps where we're swinging a bit, we're using a lot more core, we're using a bit more back. So it's still good technique, but
okay, then would you say that if, obviously, you can see me straining here and there, but what it is that I'm doing reps. I've forgotten how many reps I was doing, but what it is say if I use the lighter weight, it'll be more concentrated and controlled.
So that's excellent. I'm glad you said that. It's not all about the weight per se, it's about the time under tension. So if you want to get the arms bigger, pump the muscle, volume training, you could get a slightly lighter weight, but more reps. Or you could do it in another way, where you got slightly heavier weight, less reps. But you'll do it a couple more sets, if you see what I mean. So just really keeping the arms nice and locked. Again, stand up as tall as you can, and actually isolating the bicep, because that's the muscle you said you wanted to work. So we want to really contract that bicep and work those biceps, rather than make it a whole body exercise.
Okay, then I'll just, in that case, I'll just use a lighter weight. I kind of thought that was a problem, but like, that's what you were critiquing me for.
So again, similar to the biceps, you spoke about it when you first set yourself up. You really kept them nice and tight. But as you can see, they are flaring out a little bit. So again, you're gonna recruit other muscles rather than just the tricep. If it's only the tricep you're looking for, not trying to involve muscles in the back such as the traps or the rhomboids, you'd really just keep them nice and tight. So it's really literally just a bend from the elbow only. Nothing else is really moving. Really looking forward, nice good posture, trying to extend those arms as high as you can. But again, you spoke about it, you knew exactly what to do.
Follow and execute it enough.
So similar to the bicep, you know what you're doing. Just slow it down a little bit maybe, and just add a bit more control in there.
Traps.
Also known as the real term, trapezius. Most of your best technique, along with your press up so far today. Really good, to be honest. Keep it a little bit closer to your body. Anytime we're sort of doing compound movements with bars or using the barbell, You want to try and keep the bar as close to the body as possible. Therefore, we're actually working the muscles rather than straining the muscles, you know? So again, keeping that posture as good as possible. Most of your best technique today so far.
Okay.
Again, slow it down a little bit, maybe get a little bit more control in there.
Yeah.
But again, your elbows got to that 90 degrees.
Yeah. That's the
180 degrees, sorry. Nice, straight, really good. Really impressed with that. Squats and lunges, most probably the most difficult movements in the gym, as well as the whole squat patterns. That's including deadlifts, Romanian deadlifts, so on. There's loads of them. Technique on this looks good, but we need to watch about driving up and down. We need to pretend there's a wall in front of us. Naturally, our chest is gonna drop a little bit, but we need to try as hard as possible to keep that chest up. Always looking forward, so it's more of a movement in the legs rather than the actual chest, where you'll see a lot of people will tend to lean down, and that's due to a lot of imbalances and weaknesses in the body. So again, good technique, you know what you're doing. We've done deadlifts and so on before, so you know about the knee not going over the toe. But again, just trying to keep your chest up as high as possible while you're doing that squat. Make sure those legs are shoulder width apart or wider, depending on what type of contraction you're looking for. Whether it's slightly wider to get up more in the glutes, or you want to come slightly closer in just to really burn those quads. So again, just keeping your chest as high as you can, keeping those arms nice and wide, looking forward, find a point of focus, so that will help you keep that chest up and driving into those heels through those glutes. Good technique, you know what you're doing. Just really just trying to focus on keeping that chest up a little bit higher.
Okay, what did you think of like that old technique that I brought back?
I used those myself, pulsing lunge. So again, you've changed the type of contraction. Where before it's like a steady contraction, contract, relax, you've gone to more of a pulse. So it's like a pulsing squat. Really good for muscle burning. Remember we were talking about that time under tension? So instead of tension for 1 second, rest for 4 seconds, it's tension every 2 seconds, every 3 seconds. So it's just a lot more tension, a lot more burn. You really feel that in the legs. Great for muscle building.
Okay, what do you think of the technique?
Great exercise, alternating dumbbells, bicep curl. Again, just same technique, same as before. This one you look a lot more upright, which is great. I want you to maybe engage your core a little bit more. So you really stand up nice and strong. Again, getting that right platform, shoulders apart with those feet. And again, just a bit more control and really locking those arms in. So you're just using the biceps instead of using muscles in your back and so on. So straight away you know what I'm talking about. Less swing. To be honest, this is a sort of picture I'm getting about the training so far. Good structure, you know what you're doing. We've spoke many times before. You have the plan and goals in your head, but it's just needs a bit of polishing, just a bit of slow it down, really control, think about the technique a little bit more. So we need to just make it a tiny bit more technical, and then hopefully in the 3 months or whatever period we're gonna make your macro cycle, we should see big time changes.
Okay, and there's something I'd like to add to that, like something I've literally just picked up after I shot that to show you, is that you see like the dumbbells, you know, like holding them like sort of like to this, I'll demonstrate it. Oh, get this on camera. It's like just holding the dumbbells side to your side and just doing this. Swinging them up and just getting the whole contraction. I'm literally, all of a sudden, I like doing it this way and the whole vibe that it brings, then doing it curling. Imagine that after all these years.
This way,
it's a different
more
vibe.
Of a compound movement. You're bringing a lot more of your shoulders in now as well. So it's a really good, so it's literally similar movements that it's called the military dumbbell press. So you go from the bicep curl straight into a press. So you're literally taking it more or less to there, but without the press. So it's really good. Great pump. You feel like the arms burn.
I think it shapes, to be honest with you, and I'm not always be buffed all over the place, but I can feel that it's brought my
You're getting a much further
a whole
contraction. Rather than being locked in already, you can see where I've lost at least about 30, sorry, I'm not sure if you can see that. I've lost at least about 30%.
Yeah.
So from here, you're getting
the
a
swing.
full contraction. Hence, you're saying you're starting to feel the bicep growing. You're hitting other muscle fibers that wasn't getting hit before. That's why before, when we was talking about the chest earlier, and I gave you a couple different versions of what you could do instead of a press up, it's all about hitting different fibers, different exercises might hit slightly a lower part. Other muscles might hit a higher part. Again, this is not important for the everyday person, but if you are going for aesthetics, vanity, and you do want bigger arms, you do want, you need to sort of know the variation of exercises. Preferably, I would say, to something called a giant set or a tricep. All this means is just like a little circuit, basically. And in that way, you'll get the time under tension, you'll get the volume, so you'll get the growth, and then you're doing all different exercises, so you're hitting the different muscle fibers. Great way of training. Loads of bodybuilders use that style of training. But again, that's not for the average person, everyday person. But if we are looking for aesthetics, vanity, which a lot of guys are, when the summer comes, we all want to be able to stroll down that street, you know? So it's good to make sure we're using a variety of exercises to hit those muscle fibers, to get that growth.
Yeah.